I'm very proud and I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent the Bristol Buccaneers.
I think it's been one of the best places to train I've been.
Since it's the Bristol Buccaneers, I'm in Bristol, it feels like I'm playing for a home team.
This is exactly what I want, to be surrounded by the top players.
We've had sellout crowds from each home game, showing just how much people have missed it. So this is the second season of the Bristol Buccaneers and the newly formed Squash Super League. This was once the PSL, which was the Professional Squash League, that was disbanded during COVID. And now we are relaunching and rebranding the National League as the Squash Super League. The kind of goal for our team from the outset was to represent players that have all had connection with the city. So whether they have lived and studied here or whether they have lived and trained in the city, we wanted the team to kind of celebrate people that had that connection, and that everybody in our team will be competing for themselves and for each other, but also they want to win with Bristol on their shirts as well.
I came here when I was 17 years old, so it was a bit of a big move from Malaysia, but I'd say like the people here, especially in UWE, welcomed me very well into the program.
Playing for the Bristol Buccaneers, it wasn't something that I thought would happen. Obviously, it's a very new thing, and at 18 years old, I didn't expect that I would have the opportunity to play. It's too good to be true, really. Like being 18, playing in an under 25s, being in a uni where there's so many people who are just as good or even better. It just feels like I've really been given a really good opportunity.
Moving to Bristol, I think it's been one of the best places to train I've been so far. They've been so welcoming, and I just think they've made it so easy for me to fall into my routines here, and the training's just been great. In terms of Bristol, I just love Banksy, so and the squash was just a plus.
The squash scene in Bristol is incredibly strong. From all of our home games, there's a huge kind of energy, huge passion from our supporters. We've had sellout crowds from each home game, showing just how much people have missed it.
Bristol is my home, and playing for my home team, it's such a big professional league. It's definitely a very big experience for me. The community is really welcoming, and it's really nice playing in front of the home crowd. They're always buzzing, and it's really nice.
It's great to play in front of a Bristol crowd. I think a lot of the members have actually seen me grown into an adult, since I've been here since I was 17. They've always been very supportive, I'd say, and I think that was one of the first times where they've actually seen me play in a somewhat competitive environment, and it was nice to see how they actually got behind me, supported me, and obviously a few pints do always help. So it was electric, really.
So we're led by Mohammed Elshorbagy, who is obviously the most famous kind of Bristol-based squash player, and one of the greatest players of all time.
Buccaneers, Mohammed Elshorbagy.
So for us to be able to see him play live, for our young players to be able to kind of rub shoulders with him and understand how he operates is huge. But also away from the court and away from the Buccaneers, he is very generous with his time and his kind of experience. He enjoys that part of passing that on to the younger players.
Playing with Mohammed in the same team, it was a great experience. It's actually a bit of a full circle moment because Mohammed once came down to Malaysia to compete in the Malaysia Open, and I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and I was one of the kids that held his hand onto the court for his finals. So, and then to obviously come here, I don't know, 10, 12 years later to play in the same team as him, it was something which I was very grateful and proud of. And it doesn't really get much better than Mohammed cheering you on the sideline.
Yeah, it was great playing with Mohammed, or on the same team as him. If not a little bit intimidating. I was on court with him this morning, and he was telling me about his first match with Farag, and how he was 2-love up but 9-2 down. and Farag was complaining about something, and Elshorbagy looked at him and said, "Why are you laughing? I'm going to eat you alive." And then he ended up winning that match 11-9.
To be able to train and kind of be with a great of the game, you just can't really, you can't put into kind of words of what that brings and what that does. From a coach's point of view, it's probably the best coaching they can receive, really. The team doesn't really exist without the support of our sponsors. We have great support from the university, but then again, really important that our other sponsors, without them, this vision and the team doesn't exist. So we're really kind of thankful and the support of these local Bristol companies. It's just fantastic. They come to all the games. They're all squash enthusiasts. One of which has even been to 2 away games, travelled with us as well, which is just it's just great. It's not a case of just popping a name on a shirt and for some money. It's actually they're really invested and want this team to do really well.
I think playing the Bristol Buccaneers team will definitely achieve my goals in the future. It gives me more match experience, playing with higher level players, and this is exactly what I want, to be surrounded by the top players as well.
We did well. We were kind of caught out a little bit sometimes with some very narrow defeats. So I think our finishing position in the league didn't really tell the full story. Like, there was a lot of 2-2 draws that we kind of lost out on kind of count back. But ultimately, every match we played was incredibly competitive. And as I say, so in that sense, certainly the goal was achieved. But that leads us into kind of year 2, where the goals will be a little bit different, and we want to kind of see ourselves fighting for the final this year.